Hello, and welcome to Beyond Books, where we talk about books from Book of the Month Club and beyond. I'm your host, I'm Renee, and before we get started with my review of this banned book called Push, I want to go ahead and say a big thank you to everyone who has ever commented on my videos or subscribed to my channel. This past week on YouTube for me was magical. I not only went over 100 days as a YouTuber, but I also went over the 100 subscriber mark. And I have almost doubled my number of subscribers within the past week. So it's been great. In the comments, I can tell that people feel encouraged to comment, and I'm getting tons of book recommendations from people, and also questions about my plants and all kinds of things that has been good interaction. It gives me a good direction with my videos as to what to do next. And now when I look at the data in YouTube, I'm able to make better sense of it and see really what I can do next to continue to provide some good content. So thank you very much. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so. We'd be happy to have you. And please leave me a comment. And thanks again for everything that everyone has done. So now let's talk about this book, Push. I'm going to give a trigger warning, first of all, on just this video because of the content in the book. So if there's any sensitivity to sexual violence or anything like that, then this just isn't the book for you. So you need to be aware of that. And it has some information on the cover that you might want to read, or you might want to read more book reviews of it than just mine, and just be sure that it's you know what you're getting into on it. So that would be my warning. But otherwise, let's kind of start with talking about the cover of the book and the title itself. So we'll start with the obvious. The cover is stark. Yet the word push is very bold, and it's just one simple word in the title, kind of deceptively simple and straightforward, as really is the story itself. There's actually not a lot that really happens in the story, but what does happen is shocking. And it's really incomprehensible that these kinds of things could happen, but we know that they do. But not only is the content shocking, but it's also kind of shocking how it's presented to the reader. The main character is Precious Jones, and she's a 16-year-old African-American girl. She lives in Harlem, and when we meet her, she's pregnant with her now second child. She birthed her first child at age 12, and the EMT who attended her when she went into labor, no prenatal care, told her to push. And so she remembers him for that, and that he was caring towards her. See, no one in Precious's life cares for her, really. Her father repeatedly rapes her. Her mother beats her. Other children make fun of her. And teachers basically ignore her. They don't know what to do with her. Her father is, in fact, also the father of the Down syndrome child that she delivered when she was 12, and he is also the father of the child that she is presently carrying. So Precious tells us this story, her story, in a gritty, kind of street style language, which is filled with expletives and slang language. The words are real and honest, and they are the words of a girl who should have been saved from her situation a long time ago. Not unexpectedly, Precious harbors hostility towards others and a hatred for herself. She describes her thoughts as tumultuous and like they're like clothes tumbling and spinning in a washing machine. And yet, as readers, she is always able to convey to us how she feels. The feelings are really upfront in this story. The cover has an excerpt on it from the New York Times book review, and it states that the book is affecting and impassioned, and it sails on the strength of pure, stirring feeling. In my Goodreads review, I described it this way. This book brought me through every emotion I've ever had, then wrung me out and hung me up to dry in a cool breeze. I couldn't look away from this book. It truly grabbed me and held me fast. Because there's something about Precious. She's learning basically nothing in school, yet she sticks with it. It may not be pretty, but she is learning how to stand up for herself in some ways, and she knows that what is happening to her is wrong. She doesn't want to be like her mother, who is hateful, bitter, and really without any hope. Precious loves the baby she's about to give birth to. She is told at the beginning of the book at the beginning of the story, that she is unable to continue at the public school that she attends. Before cutting her loose, one of the teachers throws Precious a lifeline by telling her about an alternative school where pregnant girls can attend. Precious goes to that school, and there she meets a special teacher by the name of Blue Rain. And when Precious asks Ms. Rain how it is that she can learn to read and write when she barely knows the alphabet, Ms. Rain tells her to push. So that begins a different journey now for Precious. So that is a synopsis of the story. Why is it a banned book? Well, initially the challenging and the banning of this book seems like it might have been a little spotty. It's not one that you see on the kind of national lists, but it has some bans in some counties of Florida and Texas, two states where you might expect that, knowing now some of the subject matter in the book. But according to the Penn website, and again, I'll include a link, it really has picked up some steam throughout 2022 and into 2023. It is fast becoming one of the top banned books, and again, I'll put a link to that. I'm also going to put a link to an article from the York Dispatch. It's about a year old now, but it has an interview with the author, and it specifically talks about the bannings and the increase in bannings and what that's all about. It's a short article, definitely worth a look, especially if you're actually interested in reading the book as a banned book. So, what do I think? Well, obviously by my description, if you want to find sexual and slang words in a book, maybe for the reason of banning it, this book would be really easy pickings because just about every page, there is something that is slang word or something that has, a sexual connotation to it. But that's not what the book is about. It's not about sex. It's not about teaching us new and creative words for body parts. It's not about a way to tutor young people to cuss out their teacher. It's not about any of those things. It's about a girl who has been failed by her family and by our society and is trying to find hope on a very difficult journey. A journey to find herself and to love herself despite all the violence and hatred that she has been subject to and made to endure. We don't know who may pick up this book at any time, but if they can learn from it and they see themselves in it and they benefit from it, it might be too late to worry about cuss words and slang language. So I don't feel the book should be banned. Trigger warning? Sure. That's just a matter of respect for another person's feelings. However, the circumstances of this book are written right on the back cover. Again, stark, in red and black, simple, straightforward, direct, and bold. You can't overlook it. So that's my review. Thank you for watching.